KPI versus KRI versus model metrics speak to executives clearly. Welcome. Today we'll sharpen your analytics storytelling. Executives think in business impact, revenue, cost, growth, and risk. If your language matches that mindset, decisions move faster. Clear, consistent terms build trust. People can compare trends and act with confidence. But mixing KPI, KRI, and model metrics confuses audiences and derails meetings. Keep them distinct. Outcomes, risks, and technical signals serve different purposes. By the end, you'll know exactly which words to use, when to use them, and how to frame updates so leaders immediately see what changed, why it matters, and what to do next. A KPI is a business result, not a model score. It answers, are we achieving what we planned? KPIs tie directly to targets and money. Think revenue, cost, profitability, and growth. Use them to show whether performance is improving or slipping. Practical examples: conversion rate, visitors who buy; churn percent, customers leaving; unit cost, cost per product or transaction. When you present, say, conversion rate rose from 3.2% to 3.7%. That's plus 15% in new orders. KPIs keep the conversation grounded in outcomes leaders can prioritize and fund. A KRI shows the likelihood or severity of loss. It is forward-looking and helps you act before damage occurs. KRIs often have thresholds. Green is acceptable. Amber needs attention. Red triggers escalation. Examples: credit loss at risk. Potential write-offs if the economy turns. Fraud risk level. Probability and impact of fraudulent activity. KRIs guide protective moves. Tightening controls, adjusting limits, or pausing campaigns. When you report a KRI, highlight trend and readiness. Fraud risk level moved from low to medium. If it stays elevated for 2 weeks, we'll deploy step-up verification. Model metrics describe technical quality, not direct business value. They explain how the model makes predictions, useful for diagnostics, not as success criteria. Common examples: AUC, ranking quality; precision/recall, trade-off between catching positives and avoiding false alarms; and drift, data or prediction shifts over time. Share these sparingly and only to connect them to KPIs or KRIs. For instance, recall dropped 5 points, which means we miss more risky transactions. Expect a higher fraud KRI unless we recalibrate. Keep the discussion anchored in business impact. Create a simple bridge from technical signals to business results. First, link each model metric to a KPI, KRI. Which outcome or risk does it influence? Next, state the business effect when that metric moves. Use clear if-then impact statements. If precision rises, then false positives fall, which reduces manual review cost KPI. Or, if drift exceeds threshold, then our credit loss KRI likely worsens next month. This mapping turns abstract scores into operational levers leaders can understand, prioritize, and resource. Lead with the business metric, then reference the model. Example: churn KPI improved to 9.8% from 10.5%. The retention model's recall increased after retraining, helping save at-risk accounts. Translate jargon into outcomes. Instead of AUC improved, say the model ranks buyers more accurately, lifting conversion. Whenever possible, quantify impact and provide confidence ranges. Expected revenue plus $1.2, $1.6 million this quarter, 80% confidence. This structure answers leadership's top questions. What changed? So what? How sure are we? Keep reports predictable and action-oriented. Page 1, KPI, KRI, status and trend, headline numbers, deltas versus target, and traffic light thresholds. Page 2, drivers and model changes. What influenced the movement? Market factors, pricing, product, and key model metrics that matter for the KPIs, KRIs. Page 3, actions, owners, timelines. Who will do what, by when, and expected impact. This flow reduces debate, speeds decisions, and makes follow-ups easy to track in the next review. Remember the hierarchy. KPIs equals results, KRIs equals risk, models equals drivers. Never present model metrics as a substitute for KPIs or KRIs. They explain, they don't define success. Always tie technical changes to business impact with clear if-then statements and quantified ranges. Lead with outcomes, translate jargon, and close with actions and owners. When you speak the language of impact, your analytics earn attention, funding, and real-world results.